Hey everybody, Jeremy here. So today I'm going to be preparing dinner inside of the Comfee 12-in-1 air fryer oven. Now, out of all the features that this oven has, one of my favorite ones is the rotisserie feature because I just love seeing that food spin around as it cooks. So that's why I decided to make something that is going to be easy, it's going to be relatively quick, and very affordable. I ran out to the store and I picked up this boneless pork loin roast, and this cut of meat is 1.34 pounds, and I only paid $4.58 for this. And in addition to that, I'm also going to be making roasted vegetables at the same time underneath the pork loin roast as it cooks. So down here on the sheet pan that came with the air fryer oven, I got myself some carrots and some red peppers that I cut up. And then in addition to that, I also got myself some of these really small bite-sized potatoes that I like. And they're bite-sized, so you can just pop them in your mouth when you're finished cooking them. But for me, I'm just going to cut them in half and just put them down on the sheet pan because I just kind of like the way that it looks. And then we're going to season them up. And I'm going to season them using a seasoning packet that actually came with the potatoes. So it's all right here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil on them. I'm going to use that seasoning packet, and then we can get to the meat. You know, the perfect thing about making something like this is it's very affordable, which is extremely important, especially right now. It gives you a little bit of a reprieve from going out and getting some takeout or something like that and just having the quality of food not be as good as it used to be, you know? So this is something that's really quick, it's easy to do. You can just put it in there and the oven is going to do all of the work for us. All we need to do is just do a little bit of preparation. So you don't need to be a cook to know how to cook. This is just really simple stuff, and you'll feel good about yourself once you're done doing it. And with this meat and with these vegetables, this is going to be enough. If I were to eat this for myself, this is going to be enough for 2, maybe 3 servings for me. Because, you know, I don't have a huge appetite, but, you know, you can just use this and change the proportions according to what you need. So if you're just feeding 2 people, then hey, you guys got pretty decent appetites. This can be 1 meal for the both of you, or it can be 2 meals for the both of you. All right, so take a look at that right there. And that's why I kind of like cutting these potatoes in half, because, you know, it just adds a little bit more color to it, a little bit more contrast, you know, just makes it look a little visually pleasing. All right, so we got that all done. And now I got my barbecue brush, which is extremely helpful, not just for barbecue. And I'm just going to pour what remains of this olive oil on here, and I'm just going to brush these vegetables right here. It doesn't take a whole lot. I just want to give them a nice kind of top coat and just kind of spread that around. So now I got this little packet of seasoning right here. I'm just going to shake it up. It is a combination of garlic and parsley. And to me, if it's good enough for the potatoes, then it should be good enough for everything else. So I'm just going to tear this open. Now this seasoning here should definitely be enough, especially considering that those pork drippings are also going to be falling over these vegetables, and that's going to add even more amazing flavor. All right, so that looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, so I'm just going to put this over to the side. I'm going to grab that pork loin roast and prepare that. So I got the pork right here, and I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I got myself 2 cloves of garlic as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cleaver and I'm going to make 2 incisions, one on each side of the meat. And I'm going to shove that garlic deep down in there before I use the rest of the seasoning. So let's make the first incision. Doesn't have to be particularly fancy with it. Just try to get it nice and deep in there. That looks pretty deep to me. And I'm just going to shove that garlic down in there. That's going to be its new home, its new resting place. And I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So just give that a good deep cut. I think we can get a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, there we go. Nice and deep. Take this other clove of garlic and just shove it down in there. All right. So we got 2 cloves of garlic shoved into the meat. And I kind of want to make sure that it doesn't just fall out in the process of cooking. So I'm going to tie it up. So if you find yourself needing some kitchen twine or something like that to tie up meats for rotisserie or for whatever, you can usually find it in any department store. You can get like a big ball of it for around $4, probably way more than you'll ever need. But if you don't want to do that because it's single use or you just don't feel like it, maybe you can run out and get something like this instead. This is unflavored, unwaxed dental floss, and it serves the exact same purpose. And this was only like $1.57, and I get 55 yards or 50.3 meters of this stuff. All right, so I'm just going to take me some of this dental floss here, and that should be good enough. And I'm just going to do a couple of floss strings here. And I'm just going to tie this down. I'm just going to do it like I'm tying the shoelace, you know. I mean, I don't work in a butcher shop. I don't know the proper way to tie up meat. We just need it to stay together. I know it's fancy when you can do like the patterns and designs and stuff, but hey, you know, we're trying to get food on the table. I ain't got time for that. All right, so we're just going to tie this up any old kind of way. As long as it holds together, it will be fine. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to tie it nice and tight. Keep that darn garlic inside of our meat. In fact, I think I'm going to do one more right there in the middle. There we go, all nice and tied up. So everything should hold together nicely in this very amateur job. Now, the other thing that comes with the Comfee 12-in-1 air fryer oven is everything you need to use the rotisserie. So we got some rotisserie forks here, and then we also have this awesome bar that these little forks go on. They all have these little thumb screws that you have to loosen in order to take everything off. So once you take off all the little parts here, just gonna put it over to the side for now. I'm gonna start seasoning this, and I got a few different things here. One is going to be some all-purpose seasoning from Adobo, Goya Adobo. It's good for just about anything. I like it. Next, I got some ground pepper. Well, now it's ground. Crack some of that pepper over on it. I'm going to add a little bit of paprika for just a little bit of extra color, like coloring inside of a coloring book, just making sure that everything is nice and covered. So now comes the fun part, the rotisserie part. So I'm going to take this bar and I'm just going to shove it right into the meat until it comes out on the other side. There we go. And this is boneless, so we can just easily get it through there with no problemo. All right, so now we're going to take these little forks and we're going to just slide them through. There we go. And now tighten this side down. So everything is right in the middle pretty much. And it's just kind of, you know, just kind of squished in there, you know. Nicely squished and pierced. Beautiful. All right, so now I'm just gonna fire up the air fryer oven and I'm going to put it on the rotisserie mode, and I'm also going to preheat it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to turn this on. Going to move it over to the rotisserie function here. I'm going to leave it at 400 degrees for the time. I think I'm just going to bump this down to 30 minutes. We'll see how we're looking temperature wise at that point. And now preheat. The preheat is done. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is take these vegetables on the baking tray and I'm going to slide it into the very first position because that is the lowest position. And now we have our wonderful roast here that I'm going to put in here. We got the spinny side is going to be facing the right, so I'm going to insert that side in first, and then the other side just sort of rests. Just like that. All right, so we're just gonna let this do its thing and we're gonna come back and check on it in about a half hour. So everything took around 40 minutes or so to cook. Here's a look at these vegetables over here, and they are nice and juicy. And then this is our pork loin roast. I'm gonna cut into this now that the string is removed and just do a few different sections here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hey, the garlic. That is a look at our pork. Take a look at that. See that this is still very much nice and juicy. Let me just cut a little smaller piece. Whew, here we go. Bon appetit. Using the thyme was a really good idea because it really does shine through, but not in an overpowering way. It's very subtle, it's very welcome. I have to stop eating the meat because I'm going to need to concentrate on those vegetables too. So that's how easy it is to make a nice affordable meal inside of the Comfee 12-in-1 air fryer oven with the rotisserie function. And as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of effort, just a little bit of prep time. And once you put everything in the oven, it just does everything else for you. All you have to do is keep an eye on it, take it out, and then serve it when ready. So that is it, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're interested in picking up the Comfee 12-in-1 air fryer oven for yourself, check the link down in the description. The link will take you right to it. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon.